Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Satoshi Sean, glad you came by. You are at the Cryptopolitan. If it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. We get videos out every day on all the news that is in cryptocurrency, blockchain, whether it's the industry, regulation, scams, um, you name it, we'll get it out to you. Also, please crush that like button, really helps us out. Let's jump into it. I did a breaking news story as soon as it got sent over to me about Craig Wright and how the U.S. Copyright Office accepted and granted him 2 copyrights, one of which is for the Bitcoin white paper, which basically, like I said in the story, it's the U.S. government giving credence to his validity of his claim that he is Satoshi. And I posted it on Twitter and my Instagram and stuff, tagged some people in it, and there's a little bit of controversy over it, whether or not it's real. It is real, and this is it's a gray area, but I wanted to do a follow up when I do the actual news episode now, especially because Brecky von Bitcoin had some concerns over it, and I really do like Brecky, and I respect him. You don't know who Brecky von Bitcoin is? He does all the Rick and Morty crypto videos. They're amazing. He's probably the most talented person in the crypto space. Definitely, I would say. But I really wanted to go over it. And like I said in the story, as soon as I got it, as soon as I read it, it reminded me of the old Christmas movie Miracle on 34th Street, where Santa Claus had to prove he was Santa Claus in court, but he couldn't, and he was losing the case. It was done, and then some people from the post office just delivered all the mail that was sent to Santa because they didn't know what to do with it. They just trash it. They just dumped it all on him because they thought it was funny. But in him doing that, his lawyer said, "This is the post office, government agency. They say that he's Santa Claus," and the judge was like, "Yeah, it's U.S. government. They said it. It's got to be true." And that's the point. Now, this is the main thing that you really need to understand. I'm talking about U.S. law. I'm talking about the United States. Anyone can file a copyright. I could take a picture. I can copyright it. I could file a copyright on it, and it's not investigated. If it's not already copywritten, then you get the copyright. So Craig Wright, for better or for worse, no matter what your opinion is on it, he has the copyrights to the white paper, saying that he wrote it as Satoshi Nakamoto. And that's a U.S. government agency that gave him that. Like I said in my report before, I think it's a really big deal because it gives him credibility in his other case. But it is what it is.
Your Honor, every one of these letters is addressed to Santa Claus, and the post office has delivered them to my client. Therefore, the United States government recognizes this man, Kris Kringle, as Santa Claus.
If the United States of America believes this man is Santa Claus, then this court will not dispute it. Case dismissed.
It's not like he had to prove anything. Had the real Satoshi, I could say that, I guess, had he copywritten it before, then Wright couldn't have done it. I kind of think it's more proof that Craig Wright isn't Satoshi, because if he had written the white paper, I think he would have copywritten it way back when. Kind of guy he seems to be, but that's just my opinion. But the story is that he got the copyrights for it, and that's where it stands now. There's also, tons and tons of things that are against him, proving that it's Satoshi Nakamoto. But that's it. It is what it is. Whether he is, whether he's not, he has the copyrights for it. Speaking of more government stuff, this is a story on how regulators are coming down on cryptocurrency across the globe. It's kind of a two-part story, one that I think is really good. The buzz on the internet and media houses revealed that some new strict regulations are going to be introduced globally. The regulations require crypto exchanges to keep a record of where the money is being transacted and to whom. It's kind of a big deal. They want to start treating, I think legislation's coming out this year for sure, across the board. I think the U.S. government's finally going to make a move, which means other countries are going to follow, because I think that's what everyone's been waiting for when it comes to that. But the regulation is going to be probably even stricter than KYC. It said the new regulations plan to treat crypto exchanges like a bank, which is very, very strict. The crypto exchanges are supposed to keep records of the aforementioned transactions, but then they share that information with other exchanges. The rule what banks have to follow. It goes against every principle of decentralization and everything that crypto stands for. It'll really push people towards decentralized exchanges, I think. It's my opinion. But some crypto enthusiasts and others who attended this meeting were Sigal Mandelker, the U.S. Treasury Undersecretary. She revealed that regulations are going to be made public for practice soon. Now, that's a statement from the U.S. Treasury's Undersecretary. They're going to be made soon. That goes also in line with the next story that I'm going to go over with the IRS. But she elaborated by stating that the FATF panel is doing its best to make rational decisions based on consensus of how to regulate the crypto space. I think it's going to come out. It's going to be, as far as tax stuff goes, I think that's going to be pretty fair, because that's because now with institutional money coming in, I think there's not legislation. There's lobbyists and stuff pushing for that, because that's people with big money that don't want to have to pay taxes. So I think the tax laws on it will be somewhat fair, but as far as the tracking and information and all the other stuff, I mean, the government's gonna hit it hard, I'm sure. Goes in the next story. Now, the IRS, separate from the Undersecretary, they said that they're set to launch an in-depth cryptocurrency tax guide soon, and they've been working on this since 2014. It's been going back and forth. It's been kind of a thorn in the side of a lot of congressmen. They want clarification on regulation and taxes, because how it is now, it's very, very ambiguous. It really is. Stated by the Internal Revenue Service, they are currently striving to present an inclusive crypto taxation supervision to ensure, through exploration of suitable procedures for computing cost-based standard procedures of cost bias or basis assignment and tax conduct of forks. That's a lot of just crap. They're coming out this year with a detailed proposal of how cryptocurrency is going to be taxed. In order to change, the American Internal Revenue Service has vowed to publicize its formal crypto tax guidance soon. So it should be for this year, especially with the the bear market coming now. People are going to start making money. The government wants to get theirs. Now, a few days ago, Tom Emmer, a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, asked for additional supervision on reporting virtual currencies. They have been writing letters to the IRS every year since, I think, 2017, 2018. They write an open letter to the IRS, and they want to know what's going on, and they need to have a structured tax formula for cryptocurrencies. But that's coming. So I think regulation is coming soon, and there's going to be a very well-defined tax outline coming from the IRS. Definitely something I'm going to be watching, and I'll report on it some more as stuff comes out. But I think it's coming this year. And this next story, it's just a little bit showing how this Bitcoin rally is different than the past ones. How the space itself has changed. So I think it's going to be. I mean, you always have to. I believe in technical analysis. I think it's really, really, really important. A lot of people just don't think it's very valuable in the crypto sphere. I disagree. I think it is, especially when things are slower in a bear market, because most trading is done by bots, which is complete technical analysis. Um, but it's so small and so new that there can be radical things that can affect it. That so it's not like an older modeled asset class. But the main thing with this one is because of the past boom, changing sentiments, the past ICO boom, the death of it really kind of was good for the space. Um, People have been through a lot of learning in the past year or 2 years. Um, Institutional investors are coming in. Um, the the base and target group, I guess, is looking to invest, but they're not really looking for like more traditional stuff like gold and stocks and things like that. Um, the new growing investor group, like millennials and younger groups, are really looking towards cryptocurrencies. So there's a lot of things that are changing, and crypto is really coming into its own. I think this rally is going to be a little bit different than the last one. Last, just some common sense things to go over uh, with the new rally, um, and things to look out for, which is really just a lot of common sense, um, a lot of basic common sense. Since the bulls are back, hopefully here to stay. Bitcoin's price went over 8,000 when this was written. A gain of over 33% in a week. Basically, this just gives you, if you head over and read this and just go back to it every now and then. One is always do your own research. Always do your own research. No matter what, do your homework, look at it. Um, don't listen to anyone. I mean, listen to people. That's part of doing your own research. But don't follow anyone. If a YouTuber that you like says you got to buy this, don't do it. Always do your own research. Um, One of the red flags you should look for is any cryptocurrency that only has an internal exchange. That once again goes against everything with cryptocurrency. It's completely centralized. It's more centralized than anything because you can only buy and sell it on their exchange. Um, and some projects will start out that way. You have to decide whether you want to take part in it or wait until it gets on an external exchange. Um, but it is a definite red flag. Cryptocurrencies is always appreciating in value. It's got to be some kind of manipulation if it's just always going up, and eventually it will come down and crash. Cryptocurrency without a solid background information, just part of doing your own research. Make sure that there's always information about the project, the team, the code. Once again, always do your own research. Cryptocurrency that promises an automatic and regular return on investment or ROI. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. And there is no real way anyone can promise you anything. It's a speculative market. That's it. It's a speculative market. So if anyone promises you anything, it's a definite red flag, and you need to look into it more. A cryptocurrency devoid of fundamental characteristics. Basically, what does it do? What is its goal? What is it going to accomplish? If there's nothing there, then that's a huge red flag. And some of those things are like pump and dump coins. They'll come out and like, we're a coin. We do coin stuff, and it'll shoot up, and then it's gone in a month or two. For someone to make money, someone has to lose money. For every buy, there's a sell. For every sell, there's a buy. It's a transfer of wealth. Smart money makes that money from dumb money. Everyone that made a buttload of money took that money from people that bought in at the top, and then sold when it was going down because, they panicked. Anything that's based on referrals and commissions, That's a pyramid scheme. That's a big red flag. Basically, like I said, the market, especially now, it's very new. It's very young. It's only like 10 years old. I mean, Bitcoin itself is only like 10 years old. So the entire market is not really, it's a baby. Um, so it's definitely very speculative. Always do your own research. Always tread slowly and make sure that you've looked at all the angles before you jump into something. Um, One of the reasons is because BitConnect 2 is coming out. It's a real thing. If you don't know what BitConnect was, if you're new to the market, it was one of the worst or biggest scams in in cryptocurrency history, and it's coming back. It's 2.0. So if BitConnect can come back, I'm really just I'm a little scared to see what's gonna come back this bull run. But I mean, all the scams on Twitter, and that's the reason why everyone has not giving away ETH or whatever, because it was so rampant before. It was annoying. But basically, always do your own research. You can listen to people, but just as part of your research, not as a be all end all. That's it. Definitely wanted to go over the Craig Wright thing, just to clarify it. It is what it is. Like I said, that's about it. I enjoyed hanging out with you today on Tuesday, the 21st of May. I'm Satoshi Sean. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next video.